so that you can be forearmed and prepared for, all right, what do we need to preload? We're going to a party. You don't do well in crowds. What can I do for you to support you to sort of head those problems off at the pass? And then, the situation that you're talking about where we trigger each other is really common. I have a not safe for radio expression for that, but a mess when we trigger each other. And you want to have some sort of signal code for, we're in this moment, because if our nervous systems, if either of us are tipped out of our window of tolerance, our nervous system, the bandwidth we have to be able to function with both our intellectual brain and our emotional brain, no good is going to come by continuing to have a conversation, let alone if both of you are there. So I want to know what to do if my partner's out of their window of tolerance. They want to know what to do for me, and then we want to be able to recognize, we're both gonzo. Let's take 5. Let's take an hour. Let's agree we're not going to talk about this right now. And some couples are just, they're stubborn. They don't want to leave it until tomorrow. But, you do further, you inflict further harm. There's more damage done. And I say commonly, there are 2 ways to work on relationships. You can work on them in advance, preventing problems, doing daily maintenance, doing things, acts of care and service and kindness for your partner, or you can do the work cleaning up the mess from not having done that daily maintenance. And it's your choice. And couples are pretty stubborn. They're like, I don't want to do it. And then they have a big fight, and then they come in and they want to talk about this huge blowout. And I'm like, well, did you have agreements in place before you went to that party? Did you do acts of kindness? Had you put money in the bank, relationship bank, so that you felt pretty solid and secure in your relationship? No. All right, well, no wonder you had a nasty fight.
Yeah. I mean, I used to have to tell my clients, in fact, with one particular client, I made them bring separate cars to the session. Because they would go out in the parking lot. I said, no, you do not talk to each other about what went on in session for at least 2 hours afterwards. It's like, take separate cars. Please don't do this, because, all the good work we would do in session would get blown up as soon as they start talking about it outside. It's like, no. But it is this being proactive, and people think that they're, that it's like, oh, I love this person. It's like, and I get it. You love your partner. That doesn't mean that that you know exactly what they need, even, or that you. And I think a big thing, and I want to reiterate it because you said this about learning to value what your partner needs, even if it's not something you need.
Yes.
Because we're different. And it's like, we don't want carbon copies of each other. So, Carolyn, this has been very helpful. Can you please share where my listeners might be able to learn more about attachment, ways to be proactive, so that my goal is to keep my couples out of the ditch, not hire the tow truck to once they're there. Yes, so sure. I mean, my favorite, my teacher and mentor, and my favorite person who talks about attachment and relationship is Dan Tatkin. And he founded the PACT Institute, which stands for Psychobiological Approach to Couple Therapy. And so the PACT Institute, if listeners Google the PACT Institute, they will find his blog, his website, all kinds of resources. He runs retreats and all that sort of stuff. So, and he's written 3 or 4 books and has a couple of audio programs. So there's lots of resources through him. He and a friend of mine, Cara Hoppe, wrote a book that's for young parents, young meaning parents of young children, new parents, not young in terms of age. And that's called Baby Bomb. That's a great book specifically for sort of attachment, your healthy relationship when you introduce a baby into the mix. So cool. That's a recommendation. And then, my blog talks about it as well, and I'm at securconnectionsretreats.com. So I talk about attachment and healthy relationship there. Well, great. Because as we've said, discovering your attachment style isn't about blame or shame. It provides information about how you function in relationships. And as far as I'm concerned, knowledge is power. Understanding why you do something is key to be able to do something else. And your marriage is giving you an opportunity to learn and grow.
to really be connected to your partner. And who doesn't want that? So hopefully you've learned some valuable things today, and hopefully you will continue to learn more valuable relationship things by listening to this show. And until next week, stay loving.